Live action Disney versus animated Disney. I'm gonna go with animation, like just animated movies, television, all the way, every time. Yeah, it's just the obvious winner. Examples of why. Okay, so for the first time tonight, I saw the Descendants movie. It is a very funny live action movie based on the classic Disney animated, villains. Captain Hook, Ursula, Maleficent, Cruella de Vil, all those fun guys from way back in the day. All those fun characters made being bad seem so stylish and cool. Disney Channel made some kind of silly remake where those characters have like teenage offspring and they go through funny teen problems where they learn about friendship and loyalty and love and blah blah blah. God. And yeah, it's as cheesy as it can possibly be with some terrible acting, a lot of auto-tune, really lazy choreography. I made it through the whole thing just because I was waiting for Maleficent to turn into a dragon. And Maleficent was played by Christine Callowith. God forbid me if I pronounce that wrong. And I like her from, Wicked, other musicals, Glee, American Gods. She's a fun actress. I feel weird about her being Maleficent, not because she's limited in her acting abilities, but just because her singing voice is so high pitched that I don't think it really fits. It doesn't really match. Like, the way I imagine Maleficent, so it was weird. Yeah. And then the rest of it, the characters are pretty boring, pretty stale. And it seems like such a wasted opportunity. I mean, you're doing a big thing about Disney. Okay, there was no talking furniture, no talking animals. There were songs, but they didn't really fit the whole atmosphere. They sounded more like just bad pop songs. We're trying really hard to sound emotional, but they were so blah because I just did not get pulled in by the acting. I mean, not the characters, the actors they picked were attractive people. I think their clothes were a little too tight, and honestly, I don't think the styles were that strong. I mean, yes, some these so-called bad kids wore leather, and the good kids wore khakis and a lot of glitter. So yeah, it was difficult to sit through, but somehow I did because at some point it was so fun to mock it, and yeah, I guess it's just one of those so bad kind of movies that it's fun to make fun of, especially if you love Disney. So yeah, I made it through all of Descendants. Urgh. And yeah, I even watched most of the second one. Honestly, by the time where the Ursula chick got into it, and I'm really disappointed with the Ursula chick, okay? Where is her tentacle lower half? There was nothing really magical about her. She was just some girl pirate. God, she didn't remind me of Ursula at all. Where was the flirty attitude? Where was the white hair? Like, God. Oh, and the fact that she wasn't thick at all, she was so skinny, was super annoying. One of the things fans love most about Ursula is her thick body and how she was so proud and sexy with it. Okay, the fact that they missed that opportunity is just shallow and dumb of the Disney Channel. Okay, that was a great opportunity. Bleh, bleh. I don't care what race she was, it's just bleh, her body type was messed up. Shame on you, Disney. Shame on all your pencil thin dorks. Ugh. Bad. Bad. And it really makes me angry that people seem to be missing what makes those Disney villains so attractive. It's like, yes, being bad is fun, okay? Like the old Disney villains, they had their weaknesses and they weren't afraid to go for what they wanted. Honestly, I think they were more driven and like interesting than most of the good guys. I miss them. I miss, I don't know, a more epic Disney that wasn't scared to scare people, okay? There were a lot of scenes that kids were terrified of. Just the trees in Snow White, people can't sit through. Just the tree scene freaked people out. God, I mean, I was actually really terrified of Little Mermaid when I was a kid because that whole Ursula scene and when Ariel was drowning underwater, oh my God, they did not sugarcoat that. That was scary, man. And yeah, being a fan of Little Mermaid, I did not like that Ursula version. I thought the Maleficent kid was boring. So yeah, all of it was just pretty boring. But I am not totally heartless. If you do like fairy tales and you like rebellious kids with purple hair and princesses and magic and snark, then I highly recommend watching Ever After High instead of Descendants. Yes, it's this Mattel based on a doll company princess version of Monster High, but was just so much more interesting. Okay, in that world, the characters were like set up to do the things that like their life was a play and they had to play these roles because it was just so magically stiff like that. Like they were kind of self-aware that they were part of a book. Like it was kind of like the Jasper Ford books. Look him up, he's a very interesting author. Yeah. That is a much more magical and interesting thing, and it had a much stronger female characters and much more likable male characters. And yeah, it was just so much more complex and interesting. And honestly, they were bolder because Ever After High, I'm pretty sure was canceled because their last little movie thing was about where, this Princess Charming, the sister of Prince Charming, she had to kiss, the Snow White daughter awake. And you can say it was CPR all you want, but that is girl love. And it was beautiful. And after that, the dolls stopped coming and there were no new episodes. But damn it, go out with a bang, all right? And this one, Mulan's daughter, the first thing she said was, "Can I get a haircut?" Bad, bad, bad. So, I don't like live action Disney Channel. No. Disney XD? Holla! You doing good by me. God, I think I've watched that Star versus the Forces of the Evil Battle for Muni movie at least 3 times now. I adore it. I absolutely adored it. Oh God, Star Butterfly, you kind of do that, girl heroine thing right. Yes, you're kind of a fuck up, but that's what makes you so likable as a character. Okay, you make all these stupid decisions, but you do it big and loud, and you're doing it from the bottom of your heart, like to the top of the roof, all the way to the clouds and the atmosphere. Star Butterfly is just such a big character, but she's also still a vulnerable teenage girl. And she's not totally stupid, but she makes childish mistakes because she's a teenager. And yeah, she has all these responsibilities as a teenager, but also still all this imagination and fun, and she likes herself, and she, tries to find likable things in other people. She's just such a warm, but still kind of reckless person, and it's so much fun to watch her. And in this big movie, she is separated from Marco. And if you don't know who Marco is her best friend, who, he's the normal I told you so kid, but he's a lot more endearing than that average kind of jackass character where it's for, you're such a know-it-all. It's like you wrote this story already so you know all the answers. No, instead he's this guy who's going through his own problems and still helping Star. Like, they really bring out the best in each other, okay? Them meeting was so good for each other. Okay, Star helped him get out of his shell. Margot helped Star become a little more responsible and self-aware of other people. They were really good for each other. And, because because once in a while, little things click in your hearts. I think they fell in love. At first, I didn't want to believe it because it's like, boys and girls can be friends. Naive thinking. I don't know, there's this, yeah. No, there was this other girl on Earth that Marco had feelings for, and I thought, okay, that's cool. Like, Marco has a life, and Star is just kind of his wing woman, and that was all sweet. But no, it reveals slowly that as Star wants to be happy for her friend for finally getting with this person he likes and respects, she realizes that she depends on him a lot too, and has feelings for him, and sees him as not just a good boy, but a boy she likes. And it's angsty, but still really cute, and it's like, like with all this other crap going on in your world, it's like, oh god, all the magic's running out, the adults don't know what to do, like the council of your people, they're scared, and your mom is keeping secrets of you because she's trying to keep you safe, and then we find out mom has all these problems and powers, and it's just like, whoa, so much is going on. And I like this movie because for the last, like, I don't know, maybe 40 or 30 something episodes, it finally kind of brings all those problems together. Like, why is the magic wand broken? Does Glossric really care about anything or not? Like, Moon, what's her deal? Apparently she was queen when she was Star's age. Like, she had to start being serious so soon. Like, she had to get her act together so quickly for the sake of her people. Like, what's Toffee's big thing? Why is he missing a finger? All these answers are revealed. And by the way, can I just say how much I love Buff Frog? He's like this big, like, monster frog man who's a monster. And yes, even though he was a bad guy and he's got the tattoo to prove it, he's actually a sweet man who's also a really sweet father. And yeah, he's big and gruff and he's smarter than he looks. But yeah, he's just so cuddly and sweet and he's a great ally. I mean, good guys, bad guys, he has his reasons for being with both. He has his loyalties. Yeah, he's better than Glossric because he actually, cares. As for Glossaryck, I don't know, he's just this entity with all the knowledge in the world. He's been with every, Muni queen since the beginning. He's seen it all. So he doesn't really care. He doesn't have to. And even when, the book, the actual vessel of his livinghood, he technically dies. When all that's destroyed, he's cool with it because I'm basically magic. I am the essence of nature and science and fantasy combined. I'll live through anything. Even if I'm not alive, I'll live through anything. And while Glossaryck is not evil, but just absolutely neutral and indifferent, makes him fascinating. Plus, Jeffrey Tambor's a pretty damn good voice actor. God. And through all this, even though I find all of this to be quite original and fun, it still brings me back to those great Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura, just magical anime girl feelings. Oh, God. Oh, and even though I like a lot about, the Star Butterfly show, there are some holes. It's like, why do certain things work out and others don't? Just for the will, or just because her will is so strong it all works out? I can accept this because it's that same bit of hope and craziness that made every Sailor Moon movie so epic when I was a kid, okay? Like, oh, it brought me back to those cuddly feelings about, yes, yes, do the magical twisty thing where your outfit changes and your wand changes. Bring all the magic in the universe hidden in your soul and expand it to defeat the bad guy. Yes, it's amazing and crazy, and it's just so big and blasting and sparkles are everywhere, and it's amazing. It's just so cool. So, yeah, I'm so happy that there's going to be more Star Butterfly. Good. It's such a fun show. It makes me so happy. Like, it is a good idea. Okay, it's a good idea. I mean, there's a certain generation, like if you watch Family Guy and Powerpuff Girls, you see Star Wars references and all that, because that's what the animators and writing crew, they were in love with back in their generation. And this newer generation grew up on anime and Miyazaki and Disney movies. I mean, everyone grew up with Disney movies, they're so old, but still, the anime essence that's in all these new shows, it's just so nice because they get it right. They get the essence of what makes them right. Okay? Put a girl with problems, give her magic powers, give her trials to improve her magic, and then big damn explosion. Okay? I haven't felt this rewarded, like, for following and caring about a character since Avatar The Last Airbender. Korra has her own thing of it. It's a continuation and a very amazing, wonderful, wonderful sequel. But really, Aang, because he was first, he ranks higher in my heart. But yeah, it's just wow. Like, yay! So Disney, if you care about this little opinion or whatever, stop making live action reboots. They're so stale, and it's sad that you have to just click on nostalgia and not really understand what makes that nostalgia good. That you just try to, name drop it. Stick to your animated canon, find something new while keeping what people like, and making it bigger by adding to it with your own originality and understanding the raw emotion and, stakes and tensions that will lead to a great finale. I'm getting this. Also, a little bit in the middle with Ducktales. Yes, it's a reboot from a very classic old Disney thing, and even though I am sick to death of reboots, this one, I don't know, there's something about this new DuckTales show that if the old one never existed, if I hadn't seen it, I think it would still be a very exciting show just because it's so witty, it's so smart, like the characters are so fearless already, like each one of them is very likable. So yeah, DuckTales, even though you're kind of in between it, yes, you're a cartoon animated show, but you're a reboot, you are that great, you're done so right, it's incredible, it's astounding. So yes, Disney, I still continue to love you. Not just back in the day, not just my, early 90s nostalgia, but 2017, I have my reasons to love Disney. Thank you. Please subscribe.